Hi guys, well welcome back to Allotment Diggers. I've got a few things to show you today. I've got a lot of things to show you today. I don't know, it might run over me 30 minutes that I've tried to reduce the videos down, cram it all in, reduce the videos down, but this one might be a little bit longer today. I'm going to start off with a tour, and you get to see that Beluga plane which takes wings from Liverpool to the continent for Airbus, and you might even see an helicopter in the video when we're on the walk around. So I'm going to show you a few things, show you what's happening, show you how everything's doing so well. We actually get to see the elephant garlic a little bit better, and I'll tell you more about it when we get on the tour. You may even see a few long-tailed tits on the feeders as well. So with that, let's get out there and show you how the plot's looking.
We've got about 10 mile an hour southerly wind blowing here today. It's quite windy. As you can see, it's overcast, cloudy. Wind's coming in here from the south, and we'll take on a bit of a walk around the plot, and we'll start off on the plot. I just noticed a load of long-tailed tits there on the feeders in the trees. Yeah, they're all and let's zoom into the feeders. They're all spooked when I go over there, but there's absolutely hundreds of them. Well, I bet there's about 15 on there at the moment. More coming. Anyway, they won't be there long. When I walk past them, they'll spook them. But they're all down here on the floor as well. In the trees, all behind. Amazing. Anyway, they won't disturb them too much. They're here all the time. But when you're moving about the plot and talking, it does spook them a little bit. Anyway, where were we? Well, we've been planting some bulbs into here. Glory of the snow. I'll show you me doing that in a bit. You can see the bulbs starting to come up here now in this bed. More prominent in the bed over there. I'll show you that when we get around there. There is a planter over there that we put some bulbs in as well. Forget what they call them now, but I was actually calling them the wrong name the other day. Anyway, you'll find out the proper name of the tulips in the video. But yeah, this bed still needs work. This is a strawberry bed. I really need just to take all the... There's a few weeds in here. Take the dead leaves off. I was going to pull some of the plants out and put them into the greenhouse and just bring them on and put them back later on in the year. But we'll just wait and see what happens. I'm not decided quite what I'm going to do with this particular bed. But you know, the strawberries are okay. They're all in. There's 2 rows of them. Gladiolas come up all the way around each year. You can see the planters here are coming into life now. Each pot full of tulips and daffodils. They're not really bothered while I'm here talking. They're still on the feeders, and they're still coming, which isn't too much of a problem. Oh, there's another one in the tree there. They're everywhere. What I want to show you is this bed. Just look at them daffodils and tulips in there. The bed is completely full of them. You're probably going, well, it's an allotment. Yeah, we've got fruit trees here, guys. There will be another fruit tree there shortly. You know, I put the fruit trees in, and I put the flowers underneath the fruit trees. So you know, it makes a lot of sense. Again, same with this bed. We've got fruit trees here, but look at this. We've got daffodils and tulips all the way through here. These are all tat-to-tat. They're only a small little daffodil, but they are beautiful. The ones on the borders, the long ones along the back are bigger. Tulips, everything. There's all sorts of stuff in there, and I can see a lupin in the middle there, and I can see a lupin in the middle. I can see lupins bloody everywhere there. You know, I thought I got every last one of them out. Clearly I haven't. Little dunnet over there. See if I can zoom into him. Where the little plastic cup is, right at the side of it. The only trouble is when I zoom in, it goes out of focus because of everything else that's in the way. But yeah, little dunnet or an edge sparrow. You can see these are a lot higher now, these daffodils and tulips in here. I couldn't believe it when I saw the price of these in Wilko's the other day. Now I bought these, I think I paid £1 each for them. £12.50 they cost in Wilko's, that's crazy. Yeah, I got them on the flea market, 10 of them I bought for 10 quid. Did alright there with them planters. Again, all the flowers are all starting to come up here now. And I think they're hyacinths them, which is remarkable because they don't normally come out like this quickly. Again, the table's full of planters with all flowers coming up. Again, we've got flowers along the top here. This bed, I'm going to clear all these out shortly. There's some turnips, there's some nice little turnips there in amongst the crappy ones. Look at all the water what we've had there. This is absolutely, that cover there is covering me dahlias. Without it, the dahlias would have rotted. So, you know, we've got them in buckets, the dahlias. Again, you can see all flowers here. There's nothing in them 2 buckets there. I might stick some tulips and daffodils in them buckets. I've got a pile of them inside the shed there. Now, these are me elephant garlic. Now, you heard the kerfuffle what we had last year. Luckily for me, Nick and Nigel, Muddy Boots and Nick's Allotments got together and they sorted me out with 20 of these. Well, you can see we've got quite a lot of them in here. I bet there must be about 40-50 of them, and they just, every one of them have come up now, starting to break through, every last one of them. So that's a 100% result. Some bugger stepped on my path there, on my bed there, and broke it. The trouble is, I've got paving stone, I've got scaffolding boards at home to replace these, but I just can't get them round here. So they're not doing too bad. I mean, it's nothing that. I still can put wood chip down, and that's the main thing. And I've got it all cordoned off. The rat problem's starting to get on top of it now. Well, I'll give you an update on that in a bit. Let's come down the back here because I want to show you my rhubarb. Now, I said there the rhubarb would be about 12 inches high around about the end of February, but it's almost that now, and it's January, and it's coming up really well. Like I say, throw some horse manure on it and up it comes. It can't resist it. Anyway, let's walk along here. Path looks a lot better now it's been washed by the rain. There's nothing in these beds here at the moment. However, we're going to be doing a potato reveal out of here. I'll do a couple of reveals and show you. Well, let me tell you the truth, I've actually done the reveals, and John over there, I just give him a bag of Desiree, and I give him a load of elephant garlic because he didn't have any, and he said, have you got any of that elephant garlic, Mark, what you said you was going to give me? Luckily I had a few left, and I give him about 10 of them. So yeah, he's very lucky. But I'm going to show you a couple of reveals of potatoes which we've had covered here. I've just put them back the buckets with the soil, and well, it just keeps it tidy. I could shut the soil onto the bed, but I thought I'd leave them in the buckets because we can use the soil for something else. These buckets here are just come from a compost bin. Just more buckets of compost. Probably end up tipping it on this bed or that bed. Again, the path, the board is broke there as well, but it doesn't make no difference because it's contained. And I don't have people running around my plot all the time, so if it's only me on it, I'm careful. Have a quick look at the the elephant garlic, and the elephant garlic, the Solent white and porcelain white. This is a Solent white, the one at the back's porcelain white. It's not much difference in the height really. Some of them is about 14-15 inches high. It won't be long before I'll be lifting the nets. Right, I mean the nets are lifted. See where the bottles are, the top of the bottles, that's where the net sits. And basically what the net's there for is to stop the cats and foxes from rolling on it. Once they get to 20 inches high, I'll remove the netting. I'll put something across here just as like a barrier, just to stop anything going on there. But yeah, it's doing really well, that garlic, and we've had a few frosts, so you know it will be splitting, which is a good thing. See, I've got some scaffolding boards here. I've got some really big ones actually. I just realised I've got these ones here. Too big really, they're too thick. What I needed is the thinner ones. I might be able to trade them for some 13 foots. How many have I got there? 6, so I reckon I could get 6 13 foots for them. I'm sure someone would want them. I've got to get in here and cut all this lot back as well. I'm going to clear it all back to so I can walk down my path. This is what happens every year. I go in hard. I'll probably do that in a week or two. I've got plenty of other things to do before then. You can see that flag there giving it some. Won't be long before we get feeders. Oh, look what's up there. Hang on, see if I can zoom into it. You know what this is, don't you? It's that Beluga plane going to Liverpool. It's the, you know, with the bulbous nose on it. It's difficult to keep the camera pinpointed on it. There you go, that's the best shot I can get, guys. It's moving and I'm sort of bending over. Anyway, that's buggering off to Liverpool to drop its wings. Bloody helicopter there now. It's like Manchester Airport here. Yeah, I thought you might like that to see the Beluga plane taking its load to Liverpool. Actually, it's probably picking up wings and taking them back to the continent. If you look in here, you can start seeing my snowdrops starting to open here. They're starting to come. They get bigger than this, and you can see beautiful little snowdrops all the way along here. Absolutely awesome. Again, if you look in these planters there, just look at these. They're almost ready for flowering. These. Look at them ones there. They're ready for flowering. Them daffodils. There's a mixture of daffodils and tulips all the way along here. And the rhubarb's doing pretty well in this bed as well. Now, if I get a frost, what I normally do is stick buckets over the top just to protect it at the night time. But I forgot to do it the other night, and I'm surprised that this survived. But look how healthy they are. Absolutely awesome. So you can see all the bulbs coming up here and all in the underneath the trees. These are all fruit trees as well. And if you look closely, you can see all the way along the front here, you've got daffodils and tulips going all the way. And same with this bed. Although this is so prominent along here. I haven't done nothing with this bed yet. I'm going to come in with the prune in shears very shortly and do these. It'll have to be soon because I don't want the sap rising. In fact, it doesn't really matter about this row, but you can see all the daffodils and tulips there coming up, crocuses. This bed, it's just all you see in this bed is well, there's loads of gladiolas all the way around the perimeter. Then you've got the fruit trees. These are red and white currants. All my dahlias are still in the ground there, covered over by the horse manure, which won't affect them. They'll all come back next year. Then you've got all the raspberry canes. I need to cut the dead wood out of them as well. Moving along to this bed here. This always does better than that bed over there. I think it's because it gets more light, this bed. But they all come good, and you can see them all here now coming up. And I was going to stick more bulbs in there as well. But we piled a load of bulbs in here. I'll show you me doing that. And I forget what I called these. But I'll correct myself anyway when I show you me doing them. So there you go. Oh, in these buckets there is all this soil, which they're in them 30 litre buckets. There must be about 10, 12 buckets there, full to the top of this compost, a beautiful compost there, which we're going to be using. And what I want to do is to spread it into that bed, this bed here. Once all the daffodils and tulips are died back, I'm going to top that bed up, or we could just top this bed up. I don't know. It's one of these two beds anyway. Anyway, the birds have all disappeared off the feeders. I might put a few more seed balls in there for them. But yeah, everything's doing really well on the plot. I don't know what it's like on your plot. Let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing, and whether your tulips and daffodils are as big as this, or whether they're flowering. Apparently down in London, I think it was Sean from the horticultural channel, or is it his kitchen garden? I'm not too sure which one it is, but he did show a clip of flowers, daffodils flowering in London. So these are not far away at all. And like I say, this is just amazing. I think the seasons have flipped. I think we're going to get snow around about February, March, maybe into April. I think we got that last year, so you know. But yeah, there we go. So I'll leave you with that. Let's get in the greenhouse and I'll tell you what else we've been doing. We've been doing a lot of things, so there's a lot to catch up on. So we'll be right back. Leave you with that prospect. The flag giving it some. So as you saw there, everything's just coming up, flying away now. It's, you know, it's the end. It's start of February, and it's crazy. The weather. It just seems to me like the seasons have sort of jumped forward a couple of months. We'll probably get snow around about the end of February, March into April. I've actually seen snow on here in May and June, so you know. But over the last 5 years, I have noticed on here that the cold weather is more in the end of February, March, April. So normally it used to be December, January, February, and you know the seasons have changed. It's probably global warming, but it might even be something more serious. It might be the world's tilted by a degree. You never know. They don't tell you, will they? Anyway, like I say, it's everything's doing wonderfully, and it almost feels like you want to start sowing your seeds, but you've got to be absolute crazy to do that at the moment. I've been preparing my seed trays and what have you. I'll show you that in a minute, but I did say we've done a couple of potato reveals. I did give some of the potatoes to my mate John, who is on his plot. He come over and he's seen the spuds, 2 bags of spuds. Went, oh, they look all right. There you go, John. He said, I don't suppose you get any that elephant garlic. There you go, John. So he's walked away very happy. And I've got two potato reveals to show you now. Now I know what they are, but I'm gonna let you see what they are. So here they come. First off will be the Desiree, and then there'll be the Maris P. Guys, well, I bet you didn't think you'd see this again so soon. But yeah, we've got some potatoes here. They've been in the ground, been left under some sheets, and the Desiree. They're a red potato. They was putting in on the 9th of the 4th, 2019. January, February, March, April the 9th. I've got an empty bucket here. Got my scales turned on. Plastic bag. So I'm just going to tip the bucket into it and see what we've got. It'd be nice to see if there's some potatoes in there, but what I reckon they'll all be rotted away because they've been in the ground for such a long time in these buckets. We just have to wait and see. Anyway, let's just tip the bucket over.
and see what we got, if we've got anything. Yeah, doesn't look good. A lot of worms in it, a lot of worms. I don't know though, them spuds are not too bad. Bit wet. Yeah, they've been in since well, since we put them in. Yeah, they look alright, them, don't they? There's nothing wrong with them. Put the small ones in as well. There's about £3 or £4 there, if that. That must have been the seed potato, that one. There was a couple of them that I put in. Ooh, that one's yeah, I think this was just normal compost, that the normal soil out the ground. This was an experiment, this one. Yeah, a lot of worms in there. Get a scab on them, although that's to be expected. Right, get a bag. Let's weigh them and see what we've got. Sure, I dropped one then. Small one. Right. Get the scales. Kilograms. Pounds. So the sets of pounds. See what we got. I'm pleasantly surprised there. Over £6.5. Don't know if you can see that. £6.5. Now that really is an early reveal. Only kidding. Like I say, they've been sat in the buckets since we started them off last year. But they've done okay. They've survived in the buckets, so that's why we do them in buckets. Because we can leave them in buckets until we need them. Anyway, nice bag of Desiree there. £6.5 of Desiree. Well guys, you didn't think I was going to leave it there, did you? I've got a bucket of Maris Piper here as well. Now, I don't know if they're going to be any good. But the others was alright, so I can't see there being too much of a difference, but then again, we just have to wait and see. So I've got the bucket, got the scales, got the bag. Let's tip it out and see what we've got.
Might have a bit of scab on them, but you know, they have been in the ground a long time. Again, these potatoes, I did them same time as the others, so they've been in since April the 9th. Right, got my bucket, my white buckets there. That's what they are. Maris Pier, and the date is the 9th of the 4th 2019. Stick that in there so I don't lose it. Tip the bucket up and see if we've got anything. Well, from first glance it looks okay. Bit dirty, but nice potatoes. Let's hope I've got the camera running. Let's just turn this. Oh yeah, it's running. Hang on, there was. Oops, sorry about that, guys. So yeah, let's see what we've got. Look at all these worms here. Bloody hell, absolute. I think it gives me the urge to go fishing. Bit small. I'm surprised these worms haven't destroyed them, to be quite honest with you. Oh God. I think this might be about the same as the last lot of spuds. We need to get all these small spuds out as well, because if we don't, when I come to using this soil, I'll be getting Maris Piper coming up everywhere. Yeah, there's a lot of small potatoes in here. Them ones there, we definitely don't want them. I think we've got 90% of them out, or 99%. Yeah, before I put this soil back in the buckets, I'll go through this with a fine tooth comb and make sure I get all these tiny little potatoes out. Right, let's get the plastic bag out. There we go, another plastic bag. Scrape some of this soil off, eh? Something tells me this bag ain't gonna hold all these. I'm not going to use these tiny ones. Right, gloves off, scales out, put the scales back in the greenhouse. Hang on, here we go. Set them to 0 kilos. So they're set at pounds. Yep, pounds. Here we go. I think this is going to be another £6 bag. Okay, so it's not £6. It's bouncing on £8. I don't know if you can see that. Now, if I would have put them smaller spuds in there, it would have been bang on £8. So, another nice bag of potatoes. £8. Now there's the result. So John just walked away with £6.5 of Desiree. You can clean. I said to him, you can clean your own spuds. There's a bit of scab on them, but they've been in the buckets since April, January, February, March, April the 9th. So they've been in there all through the winter. They've been in there, what, 9-10 months in the buckets, and they done okay. And then you got the Maris pear coming in at £8, and that's what I'm claiming. We had a few small seed potatoes, I didn't weigh them, but it was teetering on, it was on and off off the £8. It was £8, that's what I'm claiming anyway. And that's not bad for the start of February. In fact, that's absolutely amazing. I do know Nigel, Muddy Boots, has got some potatoes there. He'll be doing a reveal. £8 to beat, mate. Good luck. Yeah. He's seen common sense, and he's starting to do all his potatoes now in them 30-litre buckets. It's less faffing about. You put a couple of seed potatoes in, you throw your soil in, you forget about them. Once they start to come up, you water them. At the end of it, the leaves all die back. You tip the bucket into the wheelbarrow, you pick your spuds out, you put your soil back in your bucket, and that's it, done. Now, if you put your spuds in the ground, what you got to do? You got to get that fork, you got to start fiddling around, and you leave half your spuds in the ground. You're stabbing your potatoes with your fork. It's a waste of time. And like Nigel's saying there, I think he's going to do all his spuds in buckets like me from now on. It's a lot of it's less faffing about than growing them in the ground, and you're getting just as good as results, if not better. And £8 of spuds out of a 30-litre bucket, that's not bad. I think my best is about £18.5 out of a bucket, so it varies. I mean, the worst I've done is £1.5, so you know. And I've not done these. There's a few potatoes in these buckets there. Hang on. Oh, I just put my hand through. Well, I won't bother with that. They'll probably just get tipped into their compost bin. These are the Christmas potatoes. We got a few small ones out of it, but I haven't tipped them out to. There's 3 buckets to tip out, so I've probably got about £3 or £4 of potatoes out of the 3 buckets. So we did all right. It was just not particularly well. I say we had a couple of really cold nights, and it took them out. I had some bubble wrap over them, but I didn't have enough, and yeah, the cold come in and took them out. But that's another story. So yeah, we did all right there. £8, £6.5. John walked away happy. I'm happy. I'm going to take a. Well, we'll just put them blooming spud. Oh, they're in the bucket here. There you go. Go wash them in a bit. Everything's doing really well. Even these in the tubs here in the greenhouse, these are starting to come up now. These tulips. Once they get to about this big, I'm going to stick them straight outside and just forget about them. It rains quite frequently, so they're going to get all the water they need, so I don't have to water them. This is the beauty of having buckets this time of year in the tulips.
we'll probably see these tulips by another 5 or 6 weeks. I'm sure you'll be seeing them flowering. They'll look absolutely awesome. We'll come back to them. As I was saying about seed sowing, it's too early unless you've got propagators, heated propagators. I have got some at home, in my greenhouse at home, but I prefer to just start them in these greenhouses here. These are cold greenhouses. What I do, I always sow on a sunny day. I come down, I'll open the door of the greenhouse, I run in, shut the door behind me, because it's always about 10 degrees warmer in the greenhouse than it is outside. As long as it's sunny, then I start to do a bit of seed sowing. I won't be doing that for another 2 to 3 weeks. I'll probably start off by sowing some leeks. I've got some elephant leeks. They're thicker leek. I'll probably do some musselburgh leeks as well, but I just emptied me. I've got these polystyrene boxes, what you can get from fishmongers. You get them in vegetable shops, pet shops do them as well, because they get their tropical fish delivered in them. You know, just go in and say, have you got any boxes? They give them you. They can't get rid of them. You see them in the skips outside, boxes, hundreds of boxes of them, and they're great. They're insulated, and you get your leeks off to a great start with them. So yeah, we took the old soil out, we put the compost out, put new compost in. I've just filled 120 pots of coffee cups, the little plastic cups. We've reused them. They're about 3-year-old, these cups. In fact, I've got a couple of clips here. Let's show you what we've been doing in the other greenhouse. Well guys, I've just emptied this polystyrene box. I actually got this from a grocery store. You can pick them in tropical fish shops, but fish come in them from the continent, and they just throw them out. They come with lids on as well. I've had this for about, God, must have had it for 4 years in there. I've got others like it in the shed. However, I just tipped all the compost into it. All that compost now, what's in there, will be going into plant pots to plant some of these. However, what I'm going to do before I do all that, I'm going to just open a bag of some multi-purpose compost here. I think you know which one it is. If you don't, it's clover. And I'm just going to refill this. There's a lid down there. I'm just going to sit it on the top and let it warm the soil up before I put my musselburgh leeks in, which I'm going to be growing. We'll leave it for a few days, let the soil warm up, and then we'll have at it. I'll probably fill it to about here. That's all you need to do. And then I'll just spread the seeds over the top willy-nilly, and away we go. So with that, let's crack on. We'll be right back. There's the lid, there's the soil all topped up, and we'll be spreading some musselburgh leeks in there shortly. I'll let this warm up. We'll warm the seeds up, we'll make sure the water's warm, and we'll make sure when we're doing this, we always sow seeds on a sunny day. It warms the greenhouse up, and you'd be wasting your time if you don't. So yeah, warm soil, warm day, warm water, warm seeds, and you get perfect germination rate out of one of these babies, as you will see. So there we go, we've got them wrapped in some bubble wrap there. We'll leave them for a few days. I know that compost will warm up, and then we'll probably do the onion sets probably next week on a warmer day. But yeah, we've got them all covered up, and yeah, get the compost warm, get the water warm, and every one of them should fire up properly. It's a bit of a mess in here at the moment. Got compost here, I've got all horse manure, more compost over here. This is my low quat, and I do need to prune this this grapevine. It really does need a pruning, and I need to clean the glass in the greenhouse. It is disgusting. but I'm just getting my composts ready. I mean, this is something I'm going to be growing, but not today. Elephant garlic, onion leeks, sorry, call them garlic then. We've already got the soil prepared there. Again, we just leave it until it warms up and then we'll be planting into it. Well guys, you join me down here filling all these little plastic cups, and what I'm going to be doing is putting some onions in here. Them onions what you saw on the back of the door, which has been there since, oh god, around about November, October, November. I'm going to stick some of them in here, and when they start to come up we can just plant them out. I've only got 120 of these to do, but yeah, it's been raining this morning, so I can't work outside, so I thought I'd do something, and as you can see, that's what we're doing. If I swing the camera down here, you might be able to see the bag what I've got. I've got a bag just here. What I'm doing, got everything to hand, so I'm not having to bend or stretch, and just filling them up. I'm not putting it in solid, because when I push the onion in, it will it'll go into it, rather than, you know, you've rammed this in now. When you come to put your onion in, it won't go in. So as you see, I've got 15 there. So let's move on to the next lot. I'd say it's a lot of fun doing this. Yeah, all these, if you look, they've all got little hole in the bottom of them, drainage holes. Okay, they're not clean, these ones, but hey ho. I just like to reuse them over and over and over again. I mean, these must be 3 years old, these little pots here. I think you get about 80 of them for £1. Forget where I got them. Poundland, I think I got them from. You know, you get a big pile of them for next to nothing. Well worth it. Yeah, just like I say, when you push the onion into it, you won't, there's no force. I mean, look, I'll do one here now and show you. So we put the onion in, it just, you know, it just drops in nicely. Whereas if you pack it in, like you pack it in, you come to try and put out into it, there's resistance. So yeah, I'm just doing it this way. I hope this compost is okay. This is brand new compost, but it's a pile that I had from last year. I've still got quite a lot of this. Finish this tray off, then I'll come back when it's all done. There'll be more to go. I think after I've done these two, I'm going to go on a coffee break. Right, there's the last one. So there's 30. Like I say, we've still got all these to do here. Just rested on top of this. Again, you just see me fill it. Well, you seen what we've done here. We've emptied this polystyrene tub and filled it with again with more compost. We just put the lid on it, let it warm up, and then we'll start sprinkling. I'm going to grow these this year. They're called elephant leeks. I've got mussel butter, so I'll put them in. I'm not doing these today. I just thought I'd show you what we're going to be putting in. 75 pence. I got them for 5p. These was all from last year, these, so you know. Right, I'll be right back, folks. Like I said, I've just got to sort these out. Oh, the joy. So we need to just move these from somewhere, from here, and put them somewhere else. I'll cover them over with some bubble wrap and they should be right. You know what, I can hear some long-tailed tits. Oh, look at that lot there. On the feeders. Nice little buggers. Anyway, what I need to do is find some polystyrene. I know I've got some. I'm just going to put it in bubble wrap, it is. And I'm going to cover these in bubble wrap and hopefully bring the temperature up so we can see how that one's all split there. But we're still going to use it. I mean, we don't just use them once. We use them multiple times. So I'll get me bubble wrap and we'll cover them in some bubble wrap for now. So as you see there, we've done about 120. I've only got another 500 to go, so you know. But what we'll be doing is putting the onions into them. That's the ones what are inside in the shed at the back of the allotments. We got them around, I think it was about, was it October? I was going to put them in, but I was ill, so I just left them, and they're absolutely fantastic on the door. They're still solid. And they're ticking away nicely, but I will be putting them in a couple of weeks time. Like I say, warm sunny day, in they'll go, as is all my sowing. I'll be sowing chilies and peppers, in the same greenhouse, no eating. If you go back to last year, you'll see me doing it around about the end of February, and you'll see the results, everything come up, and we had some great results with the chilies last year, and the tomatoes and what have you, and cucumbers. Everything did really well, so we're not going to change. We're just going to keep to the same regime. I did notice the rat problems started to die back. I put a live trap in there as well to see if I can catch them, but I did notice yesterday the rat poison was still there in the trap. I've come in today, I've looked again, and the poison's still there. So that tells me that the rats have gone away. We're starting to smell them before we see them. Not a problem, but I will fill that all in and sort it all out before we get any more chickens. I've got another 5-6 weeks before we start thinking about getting chickens. What else we've been doing? Well, we've been sticking some more spring bulbs in. I've still got a pile in the shed, and I might clear these out of here next week, and I've got another 4 buckets here, so I might do some more tulips and daffodils which we've got in this shed. However, we've been planting tulips. What else we've been planting? Basically more tulips, and I think, crocus and glory of the snow. We put them into the hanging baskets. We put some tulips into one of the planters, which is on the raspberry cane bed. In fact, I'm going to show you a couple of clips of me doing these now. There was one particular tulip, I forget what it was called now. I called it by its wrong name, but at the start of the video, I'll show you what we're planting. So when I actually say it and it's wrong in the video, because I can't not do the video again because I've already planted them. So watch out for that. But yeah, there's some more tulips and daffodils and crocuses and what have you. What we've been planting. Now I've already planted the bulbs of these flowers, and we've got these double early tulips. These are called Columbus, beautiful red flower, and then we've got these large crocuses. They're called Remembrance, absolutely awesome. Again, we've got 15 Glory of the Snow. However, I did have 2 packs of them, so we've planted them as well into some hanging baskets. And we've got these double late tulips. They're called Blue Spectacle. Now I've been calling them Spectacular. You probably hear me call them by the name of Spectacular when we're planting them, but they're not the Spectacle. And I was wearing my spectacles when I actually before I started to plant them, then it wouldn't have mattered me actually making that comment about them, but hey ho. So I'm going to show you where we've planted these now. Well guys, this is a planter we're going to be sticking these Blue Spectacular in, these tulips, and I might stick these in as well. They're Columbus, a pink one, so we could have a combination of them two colours in there. And I'm just ripping open the bag now. Now this had a rose in it, but it died. And what we normally stick in here are Cosmos each year, but yeah, I've got to be careful because there might be some in here, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm just planting them about good 3 inches down. Can't feel anything, so hopefully there's nothing down there. Let's have a go. We're going to stick these ones in as well. Like I say, they do like to sit close together. There's a few that one's a dodgy one, so that ain't going in. That's okay. Yeah, get them all in. That one's already started to split. That'll be 2 next year, that. No, that one's a dodgy one. That one's dodgy. If you leave them long enough, they will go funky on you. Whoops. So we'll leave that as it is. I'll just remove these ones, but yeah, we've put inside there 2 varieties. There we go. That's what we put in there. Let's see what we get. I have every faith come middle of March we'll be seeing them. Maybe sooner the way the weather is at the moment. Job's a good one. Let's move on. There's lots of other bulbs to plant. This is one of my hanging baskets next to my shed, and what I'm going to do is put these in. These Glory of the Snow. They're only small. They only grow to about 10 centimetres. And yeah, when I can open the bag, I'll put them in. Right. Finger, just poke them in. Like this, sticky thumb in. Drop it in. Thumb in. There's probably other bulbs in there. Summer bulbs. Yeah, they're great when you can get them for the price I pay for them. It's, you know, can't resist it really. Adding more colour. Go around there. Put one there. It's just a matter of. There we go. Give that a couple of about 4 or 5 weeks, and we'll start to see little shoots coming out of there, and then we'll see these. Hi guys, well I found a perfect candidate for these 12 large crocuses. They're called Remembrance, there you go. And yeah, I'm just using this dibber here. And just going around it, around the outside. I tend to stick something really big in the middle later on in the year. like a geranium or something like that. However, there's other bulbs in there as well, so they come up in the middle of start of May, June. But for now, these crocuses will do the job. Really big ones, these. Make sure they're well pressed down and they come in contact with the soil. There we go. There's 3 more. Let's stick them in the centre. Yeah. There we go. Stick them in the centre. Right, all this is, like I say, this is what happens when they're just left to their own devices in the middle of winter. In fact, what I'm gonna do, that to one side. Stick some compost in there. There we go. I really should have stuck another liner in, but I'm not mithered. Wow, these smell really funky. These Remembrance. I tell you what they smell like. When you go on the market and people are smoking the wacky bacco, they smell like them. Absolutely. Ooh, glad they're outside. Anyway, so they're the Remembrance. They're in this hanging basket. I'm just gonna stick it back out the door, leave it hanging over my water butt. Actually, it don't go there, does it? It goes over the top like that. It's silly me. Ta-da! So the hanging baskets have got they only grow to about 4 inches high. So you know, a couple of months time they'll look lovely. Them in the hanging baskets, then they'll die back. Then you get all the summer bulbs because there's more bulbs in them. I really do need to change the lining on 1 or 2 of them, as you just saw there. They're not very good, but I'll do that again. And like I say, the planters, everything's coming up really well. But inside the shed I've still got a load of tulips and daffodils, so I'll show you me doing that in the next episode with a lot of other things as well. And I'll show you this this grapevine which is at the side of me. I'll save that until next time. Anyway, I've talked long and hard and long enough. I'm going to go and wash these potatoes now and might have some for tea. I've got some lamb chops there, some kidneys, some beans. Oh, can see that beluga going over again. The beluga, what you saw in the walk around, it's just gone behind some clouds. Yeah, it goes backwards and forwards from Europe to Liverpool to pick up some wings and of other plane. I forget the plane. I mentioned it in the at the start of the video. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, like I say, I have talked long and hard and long enough. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a comment. Let me know how your tulips and daffodils are doing, whether they're coming up or whether they're flowering. Apparently in London, they're flowering. So there you go. Anyway, bye for now.